Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, and double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well and who taught us truth. Today's lesson will be entitled somewhere along the lines of Don't Get Complacent. We're at the end. Don't get complacent. Or we're at the end. Don't get complacent. And when I say that, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Because one thing you don't want to do is get complacent, lazy, sluggish. But you want to continue to stay on alert. Continue to stay alert. Continue to stay circumspect. And not to let the things of this world to allow you to get complacent. Again, speaking to myself first and foremost, and I just went to ChatGPT and I said definition of complacent. It says the word complacent means being self-satisfied or content to a fault, often unaware of potential danger, problems, or deficiencies. It carries a sense of smugness or laziness about improving or staying alert. So lazy, man. You get lazy, you get idle, and you're self-satisfied, you're content. There's a difference between content and complacency, man. And what does it say? I believe Zephaniah 1 going to settle on their leaves, which I'm going to pull it. But at the same time, you're self-satisfied and you think, oh, yeah, I've done enough. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I don't need to do anymore. I can go 2 or 3 weeks without doing a lesson. I can go, a couple months without going out on the highways and byways, without fasting, praying, studying, doing something, man. I always have to do something. At least try, attempt. You tell me you ain't called on Yahweh Shem Yahushai today? You ain't put up a prayer, anything? You haven't done anything? Complacent. Well, I ain't got to, man. I don't got to do a video. I don't got to go out on the highways and byways. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do that. But we're at the end, man. We are at the end of this, man. Romans 13 and verse 11. If I can find it. Romans 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Our salvation is near, man. Now is not the time to be asleep. Now is not the time to be awake in darkness. But now is time to be in the light. To be awake, up, active, alert, circumspect. Because why? Because our salvation is near. And if you're not ready, when Yahweh Shem Yahushai brings his judgment upon the earth, then you're going to be caught up in the judgment, man. Because it says what in Ephesians? Ephesians 5 and verse 13. 14. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Now is not time to be asleep, man. Again, it's time to be awake, up and active, preparing for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, staying alert, staying on our toes. What's it say? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, man. That you don't get complacent, idle, lazy, weak, sluggish. Verse 15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We got to be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise. We are entering into evil times, evil days, as it says in 2 Peter, not 2 Peter, but 2 Timothy 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So we are entering into perilous and dangerous times, man. Times like no other. Jacob's trouble. A time like no other. So we got to be on our toes and not settle on our leaves. So it says, again, means being self-satisfied or content to a fault. Often unaware of potential danger, problems, or deficiencies. It carries a sense of smugness or laziness about improving or saying, I don't got to improve. I don't got to do no better. I don't got to stay alert. I don't got to watch news. I don't got to be up to date with what's happening in the world. Well, that's complacent, man. Zephaniah 1 and verse 12. And it shall come to pass that at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. It's all right. The Lord ain't going to do no evil. He's not going to do good. It's okay. And then NLT, verse 12, I will search the lanterns in Jerusalem's darkest corners. Slaki, I will search with lanterns in Jerusalem's darkest corners to punish those who sit complacent in their sins. Who sit complacent in their sins, man. It says they think the Lord Yahweh will do nothing to them, either good or bad. It's okay. The Lord isn't going to judge us. Or we got another 30 years. We got another 1,000 years. It's okay. No, man. The Lord's about to punish you for thinking like that. And he did. Complacent, man. Prosperity doctrine, man. Revelation 3. In verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I'll be lukewarm. No, you got to be on fire for this truth, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost. Romans 12 and verse 11. It says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. So you can't be slothful, man. Let's get that word slothful.
Strong's G 3636, akneras. Akneras.
And it says sluggish, backward, slothful. Now, was one of those words sluggish? Smugness is what it says. Let's look up that word smugness. Excessive pride in oneself or one's achievement. Yeah, I've done enough, man. Oh yeah, I've done enough. You see how long I did this video for? You see how long? I don't need to do no more. I just did a 3-hour lesson. I'm good for the week. Yeah, man. We'll see. Indolent. What does indolent mean? Wanting to avoid activity or exertion. Lazy. You just avoiding it, man. You avoiding the work. You avoiding Yabashim Yasai. Lazy. Slothful. Inactive. Inactive, man. Lifeless. Slow. You're good for nothing, man. Slack. And what does it say? Not slothful in the business. In NLT it says, never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically. Fervent, man. Let's look at that word fervent. This is the spirit that we must be in. Speaking to myself, fervent in spirit.
Strong's G 2204, zeo. Zeo.
To boil with heat, to be hot. Use of boiling anger, love, zeal for what is good or bad, etc. So boiling zeal, boiling love, man. Fervent in spirit. Set of zeal for what is good. So you got to be zealous for this truth, man. In righteousness. Now, not being over-righteous, but, having a balance to everything. And serving the Lord Yabashim Yasai according to his will. You have to understand what the will of the Lord Yabashim Yasai is. When we go back to that Ephesians. So the Lord's about to judge a lot of these individuals, man. That's why we got to continue to do what is required of us so that we're not caught up in the Lord Yahweh Shemiasai's judgment. Ephesians 5 and verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So you got to, don't be unwise. And when you're complacent, that's being unwise. When you're being lazy, that's being unwise. I'll open up this door. Let some of this air in. But understanding what the will of the Lord is. You got to understand what the will of the Lord is, man. Not your own will. We're not here to do our own will. We're not here to be complacent. We're not here to be lazy. We're here to do the will of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yasai. What did Jeremiah say? That it was like a fire burning with inside of him. What was I gonna look up? Jeremiah. Damn, let's put Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 20. Let's go to it in here. See what the KJV and the NLT says. Jeremiah 20 and verse 8 in the NLT. When I speak, the words burst out. Violence and destruction I shout. So these messages from the Lord Yahweh have made me a household joke. And what does the scripture say? That the foolishness of preaching, as well as, we've been made a spectacle unto the world. So the world looks at us as a joke, man. Looks at us as filth, as lowly individuals that have no end. Verse 9, but if I say I'll never mention the Lord Yahweh or speak in his name, his words burn in my heart like a fire. It's like a fire in my bones. I am worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it. So Jeremiah, he didn't want to do it. But it was like a fire burning inside of him that he just had. I can't be complacent. I can't be lazy. I can't be sluggish. I can't be a good for nothing bum. I have to put this out. I got to put this message out, man. And that's the spirit that we have to be in. We got to put these videos out. We got to go out on the highways and byways. We got to do the will of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yasai. We have to push forward. We have to endure. We have to fight. We have to stand firm. That's the spirit that we have to be in, man. A fire burning inside of us that we can't contain. We have to let it go, man. Again, NLT, verse 9, Jeremiah 29 in the NLT. But if I say I'll never mention the Lord Yahweh or speak in his name again, you're not even mentioning the Lord's name? You haven't even said the Lord's name today? You haven't even said Barakatha Yahweh Shem Yasai, Thawada Yahweh Shem Yasai, Call Halon La Yahweh Shem Yasai. You haven't said that today? It hasn't burned inside of you something that hasn't happened in your walk today, that you didn't even mention the name of the Lord. You didn't wake up and think, oh, Barakatha Yahweh Shem Yasai. Not once. Before you went to bed, you didn't pray. You didn't say Thawada Yahweh Shem Yasai for getting me through the day. Something. It says, but if I say I'll never mention the Lord Yahweh or speak in his name again, his word burns in my heart like a fire. He couldn't contain it, man. It's like a fire in my bones. I am worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it. See what this says. President Trump signed a Columbus Day proclamation Thursday saying we're back, Italians. He ain't talking about nothing. I can get this shit. You always got, and you always staying in the news, man. Always getting those news breaks. Always getting those notifications about news. You never know what's going to pop up. One day, everything is just going to, Trump declares the Insurrection Act. Going to get that update, man. Trump declares martial law. We're waiting on that, man. This is what we're fighting for, man. Get that one news break, that one article that pops up, notification, boop. Trump declares Insurrection Act. Trump declares Hebrew Israelites a hate group. Whatever it may be, man. We're waiting for this, man. We yearn for this, because it is one step closer to the salvation of Israel, of the elect. One step closer to the mandation, the implementation of the RFID micro C hip, man. The MOTB. We're waiting for this, man. And it burns inside of us, and it has to, man. And if it isn't, pray to the Lord that it does, man. Because we are living in beautiful, yet terrible times, and we need the covering of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai in the times that we're coming into. And if you're being complacent, lazy, sluggish, the Lord is not going to cover you. He is not going to protect you, man. It says, I am worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it. Jeremiah said, I can't do it. I have to speak it. I have to give praises. I have to put out this message, man. And that's the spirit that we got to be in. Speaking to myself first and foremost. Every time, man. We got to examine ourselves every day, whether we be in the faith. Let's see if we can get that. Second Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how the Yahweh Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. You got to examine yourself, man. Every day. Every day. And sometimes you just got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to do better, man. You got to dig deep. You got to push forward. You got to fight. You got to endure. You got to have these talks, man. You can't just always think, oh yeah, I'm doing good. No, man. Because when you think like that and you think you're always doing good, you're not messing up, you ain't fucked up, you ain't fucking up. Well, that's being complacent, man. That's prideful, man. I'm good. No, man, we're all unclean. All of it. And even when you are doing good, it's filthy rags. As it says. See if we can pull that up. You ain't talked to the brothers today? You ain't been in the chat today? Oh, you ain't fellowship nothing? Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. We're unclean, man. We're unclean. Was that Isaiah 6:9 as well? No. There's one. Unclean lips. Dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. Okay, I was there. I just looked over it. Isaiah 6:5. I thought it was 6:9. Isaiah 6:5. And it reads, Then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So we're all flawed, man. And you can't think you're perfect in this truth, man. Because we won't be perfect. You can't think and believe that everything that you're doing is the best that you can do. Everything that you're doing is enough. Nothing that we do is enough. And you gotta know that. And then understand at the same time that that's when the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai and his mercy comes into play. That's when his grace comes into play. That's when the Lord Yahweh Shai's sacrifice comes into play that covers us for what we can't get to. He makes up for what we can't make up for, man. But that don't mean you just fuck off. That don't mean that you just fuck off with the grace that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai bestowed upon us. No, man, you gotta fucking work. You gotta fucking grind, man. Gird up thy loins like a man, for the Lord is going to demand of all of us. Push forward, man. Endure. And do what is required of you. Of me. Because I'm speaking to myself, man. It's all we got, man. There's nothing else here for us, man. You're going to get complacent and do what? What the fuck what are you doing in your goddamn free time, man? That you're so goddamn complacent. There's enough time, man. Make time. If you don't have enough time in 24 hours, then make time. Do what you need to do, man, and get shit done. Shalom. Yabashimi Asai Bashim Chak Wadas. Tawadi Yabashimi Asai. Until next time, Shalom.